Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tavua. We love Today FM in Tavua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, countdown to Hamilton Sevens begins. NFP releases first batch of provisional candidates. And students want to use social media wisely.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Leading news tonight, all the attention is now on the underperforming Fiji Airways national sevens team ahead of the Hamilton tournament in New Zealand tomorrow. Winless since Hong Kong last year, all eyes are firmly fixed on the side, which knows the pressure to perform is second to none. However, one of the best players in the world, Fijian lock Leone Nakarawa, is asking for the fans to get behind the team. Meli Tavanga reports.
Three tournaments done and dusted, and the Fiji sevens side is yet to touch a title in the World Rugby Sevens Series. Just like in every leg, there are high hopes our national team will end the winless drought in Hamilton.
When I arrived in Australia, transit in Australia, I met a lot of Fijian team coming back from the game. There was a lot of words for the players and especially the coach. I felt sorry for the coach again. For a lot of people have been talking about the coaches. And
Leone Nakarawa, who's a fan favorite, says the team needs support from the Fijians when participating at the world stage.
Don't lose hope. Just keep on believing on the players because this is our team and the team need our support. And just please pray for the team and especially for the coaches.
Flying Fijians coach John McKee says the Fiji sevens side needs to do everything right this weekend.
There'll be a few tactical things that Gareth would address there, but you know, if they can strike their form, I think they draw a line under Sydney and start again. That's what you have to do.
Fiji has a good record in New Zealand. They won the inaugural Wellington Sevens title in 2000, and they certainly have a chance of repeating the history in Hamilton after 18 years. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
The National Federation Party has announced its first batch of 31 provisional candidates to contest this year's general election. The list includes some prominent names like former Infrastructure Minister Pio Tikunduandua, former High Commissioner to PNG Romano Tikutikodha, Public Relations Consultant Lenora Ngerengeretambua, as well as a former journalist. Rachel Nath has more.
National Federation Party leader Biman Prasad has set the wheels in motion for the general elections with the announcement of his first batch of candidates.
My message to the people of Fiji is, if you elect us, we will not threaten and intimidate people who criticize us. We will, like all governments do, make mistakes, and we will learn from those mistakes and our critics. We will be transparent. We will not hide how we spend your money.
NFP President Pio Tikunduandua says the first batch is a depiction of the unity within the party.
We spent the last weekend together in a meeting of hearts, minds and purpose, and like our party leader, I'm very proud of the lineup we are presenting. We have a team of people who are closely involved in their community. Many of them have long records of community service. They have a range of skills and experience. They have a deep understanding of the needs of people from all walks of life in Fiji.
Former Police Commissioner and former High Commissioner to PNG, Romano Tikutikodha, says politicians must be selfless in their service, and with over 30 years of experience in the force, he is ready for this opportunity.
There's a lot of hurt still out there, yeah? And you need to promote racial harmony through reconciliation program that needs to be undertaken, and also through diplomacy, yeah? And forgiveness.
The NFP manifesto and the names of the remaining candidates are expected to be launched in the next few weeks. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The National Federation Party has lashed out at the Attorney General's statement that was made earlier this week during a Talanoa session at a temple in Nakasi. Ayaside Kayumini's speech had said that the opposition politicians, political parties and their supporters are keeping quiet when people speak in divisive ways. However, NFP President Faisal Koya has called on the minister to provide proof of people who exercise this demeaning way of politicking this nation.
They should be openly condemning such behavior. However, as we know, they like to divide people because they see their political fortunes in a divided Fiji.
We make it very clear that it is not so, and him being a qualified lawyer, he should on an evidentiary basis submit it to us in particular or to other political parties that this is what is going on. Provide us with evidence that, as far as I'm sitting here, I'm talking on behalf of National Federation Party. If any single member of our party is conducting themselves, herself or himself in that manner.
Meanwhile, the opposition chambers has also hit out at the statement, saying they have been the first to condemn these acts of sacrilege. A weak tropical low-pressure system analysed just to the west of Fiji is expected to gradually move over the group and intensify into a tropical disturbance by this weekend. A heavy rain warning remains in force for Yasawa and Mamanu, the group, Vanua Levu, Western, Northern and Eastern Viti Levu, Lau and Lomai Viti group. The rainy weather is expected to continue in most parts of the country. A heavy rain alert is in force for southern Viti Levu, Kandavu and nearby smaller islands. Meanwhile, reports of flooding in some parts of Singatoka were received this afternoon. All communities are advised to remain prepared, get updated with the latest weather information and take alerts and warnings seriously. Students have been urged to use social media wisely. Education Minister and Attorney General Ayaside Kayum raised this point during the prefect induction of more than 40 Gospel High School students in Suva today. Pranita Prakash reports.
The Education Minister says while social media is a great source of information, it can also be a negative tool.
We have seen in Fiji now at the moment, there's so much negativity, there's so much racism, there's so much religious vilification. There is so much character assassination. In Australia, for example, they've passed new laws, they've passed new standards, they've got what they call e-protection of children. These are some of the things that we're actually looking at doing so, but you have to be mindful of that. Use it wisely. It's a great tool.
Ayasayed Kayum also warned students not to believe in everything written on social media.
Not everything that you see is actually correct. Not everything that you read is factually correct. So you need to become a lot more discerning. Don't just be somebody who stupidly follows whatever's on social media.
Meanwhile, more than 40 students of Gospel High School today received their prefect badges. Newly inducted head girl Ashmita Maharaj says she is ready for the challenge.
It is known to me that being in this position will not be easy, as there are mammoth responsibilities and challenges ahead.
40 merit awards were also given to students for their achievement in external examinations last year. 5 teachers were also recognized for their hard work and for attaining 100% pass rate in different subjects. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Still to come, Bravery Award for 2 upstanding citizens. And rain delays FBC Open Day. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai Singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Uti ko minasong buti ko lang ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya ko yazo sila tale, naguraramay na umani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gagawin na sa vale, nagudurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na ponga ni BNN.
The Fiji-USA Business Council will be focusing on increasing the export of kava, vegetables and live coral to the United States this year. President Himat Lordia says both countries have maintained good bilateral relations in the past and plans are to further strengthen this. Catherine Krishna reports.
The council briefed the business houses and exporters about its future plan during a cocktail event in Suva last night.
We have been trying to progress things between Fiji and US, and at present we are finding it's quite good. Some of our good items, we have a lot of exports going out from Fiji to US, and we are trying to encourage that portion too. Sometimes you go through some of the department stores in America, and then suddenly say at the end of the tag you see made in Fiji, which is quite encouraging. You know? This is what we'd like to see. We'd like to see more of it, and this is what we are all after.
Guest speaker Ashoka Gore from Franklin Covey told the participants that Pacific Island nations have a lot of potential, but people need to change their mindset and lead by examples.
Let's work with people. We are people. So we should first say, well, how can I be more effective? How can I as an individual be effective? How can I lead myself first? Because we are leaders for ourselves. We sometimes are so focused on leading others that we forget that we have to lead ourselves first.
The Business Council is working closely with Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism and the US Embassy to see how best they can assist one another to increase trade between the two countries. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
With a few hours remaining for the planned water shutdown in Nandi and parts of Lautoka to commence, the Water Authority is confident work will go according to plan. The authority says they have advised and educated people living in villages, settlements and even the business houses on the shutdown. Felipe Nakaso has more.
Closely monitoring the situation, preparations for the planned water shutdown in Nandi and parts of Lautoka are on track, with repair works to also begin soon at the Nangando treatment plant.
We'll be closing water by 1 a.m. tomorrow, and then we have to dewater the system. It will take 6 to 8 hours. So hopefully by 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., we can start the repair.
The Water Authority has mobilized teams that will be closely monitoring the situation to ensure that people are assisted when needed. The authority maintains work will finish within the anticipated time frame.
We are trying our best to make it within the time frame. So I think it will be within the time frame.
In regards to this community engagement, we went to around 28 villages and about 59 settlements across Nandi and Lautoka, and even workplace visits and road shows we had last Saturday in these two in Nandi and Lautoka city. And we've reached out to approximately 15,000 people during these 2 weeks.
Water tanks have been placed in different locations and trucks will also be servicing affected areas. Motorists have been urged to give way to water trucks that will be cutting water during this time. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
A 6-year-old taxi driver and a 14-year-old boy received Bravery Awards today. Sisa Kanavelomani from Dolo Suva was awarded for helping apprehend a drunk driver, while Misa Dakadaka from Nasinu helped avoid an aggravated robbery. Sainani Boiler reports.
Mr. Dakadaka received his award for going out of his way to prevent a robbery at a service station in Nasinu last year.
Two men came and went to the kitchen. They want to do something to the kitchen. The kitchen shop, and I went inside, and one boy came out and robbed him and threw him down. And punched him, and another boy came at the back of me and got me and left him.
The force also awarded Sisa Kanawelomani of Tiku Keve Taxis for helping them apprehend a drunk driver involved in numerous accidents in December. His manager received the award on his behalf today.
On behalf of the Tiku Kede management, I'm here to confirm to the force that we will continue to help the Fiji police in any way. We know that this is the only way we can give back to our communities and our beloved country.
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiwe Ngilio says without the support of the public, the force is not able to fight crime.
That we've given you today is a sign of appreciation. We cannot do enough to thank you, and I know this is the beginning of many other issues that we can deal with to keep Fiji safe.
The police force will continue to award those who will contribute to keeping our communities safe. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's annual Open Day has been postponed until further notice. FBC Events Manager Salaniat Moala says the event, which was scheduled for tomorrow, has been postponed due to the adverse weather conditions.
That we're only postponing the Open Day, we're not cancelling the Open Day, and that we will have an Open Day, but not, so just switch on to FBC TV and the radio stations. We will update you once we confirm a date.
The Reach for Your Future Foundation plans to do another Christmas carol this year, but on Vanuatu. The foundation did a Christmas carol on Koro Island last year, and President Ganesh Sen says it is important to equip primary school students. Sen says they will first visit Cook Islands before heading to Vanuatu at the end of the year.
So Fiji, probably we're looking at first week of December this year, because we don't want to be doing it very end, because a lot of kids start moving out of the islands, and that's what we found.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, Fiji Volleyball Federation receives major boost, but we now join Rachel for the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Women in Business received $75,000 for annual awards. And in Growing Fiji, school reopened after rehabilitation. Stay with us.
Andou talisa kana bagarong ng Bull FM number 2 na seri.
Ya dora subuni kurna bili. Iborani batu karahan para binaranga. Do talita kina na barong ng Bull FM number 2 na seri. Bula.
Bull FM number 2 na seri.
In business tonight, the Women in Business Awards was launched last night with a sponsorship of $75,000 from Westpac. With the theme Time's Up, the event aims to join the global campaign of speaking out against sexual harassment and assault of women and fighting for equal opportunities. WIB President Dr. Nurbano Ali says there are 4 major awards to be handed out this year.
We want to have lots of applications and look forward to that. WIB will run various events to promote the awards and application drive beginning next week. Applications will close on the 4th of April.
Fiji Water says it will take advantage of the award show season by joining in the fight for gender equality in Hollywood to introduce the One Sip Forward campaign. The company says it will make a $1,000 donation to AFI directing workshop for women every time a celebrity poses for a picture while taking a sip of Fiji water. It will also donate 100% of the Fiji straw sales to the American Filming Workshop for Women. And we now join Rocco from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Thank you. Let's have a look at the market update. The Australian dollar and housing have been the focus for Australia this week. The consumer price index rose 0.6% in the 4th quarter of last year, with half of the gain coming from commodity prices. The Fiji dollar rose by 2.4% against the yen in December and 1.5% against the US dollar. But it depreciated against the Australian dollar by 1.4% and the Kiwi dollar by 1.3%. The normal effective rate index remained unchanged over the month, and the Fiji dollar remained firm against its major trading currencies. Inflation was 2.8% in December 2017, slightly higher than the 2.6% recorded in the previous month. And that's all for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Rocco. Looking at today's current exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar rose against 5 of the currencies we cover, slipping only against the New Zealand dollar, the Japanese yen, and as for the US dollar, it continues to fluctuate. On the commodities market, oil prices rose, closing at $66.10 a barrel. Gold rose after 3 days of decline, selling at $1,347 an ounce, and silver was down to close at $17.17 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, the Teindamo Primary School, which was severely damaged during Tropical Cyclone Winston, has reopened. The school has a roll of 82 students who will now attend classes in new classrooms, which are stronger and engineer certified. Meanwhile, the Tavua District School, comprising of a kindergarten, primary and secondary schools, also reopened following the completion of rehabilitation.
So we've given this infrastructure I'd like to urge the community, the school management board, the teachers and the students, please look after these buildings. These are your assets. These are our assets. We need to work together to be able to ensure that we look after our assets so they serve us a lot better and the money is actually well spent.
And that's a wrap from Business This Week. Now to sports. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. In sports tonight, Labour says Australia will be the team to beat in Hamilton Pool. And Fiji Volleyball receives major boost. Details after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Fiji Airways men's sevens coach Gareth Baber has named late replacements Vatemo Ravovo and Apanisa Thakambalavu in the run-on team for the Hamilton tournament. According to the list released by World Rugby this morning, Vasikali Mundu is the 13th player. Baber retains the core of his players in the likes of skipper Jerry Tuwai, Kalione Nasoko, Tasa Verumalua and Aminoni Nasilisila. And while he's not counting any team out, Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Baber believes Australia will be the toughest opponent to beat in their pool at the Hamilton tournament this weekend. Baber says while they have a good record against the Aussies, they can't ignore the fact that they're an ever-improving side. Fiji is pooled with Australia, Wales and Spain for the Hamilton Sevens that starts tomorrow.
I mean, we played Australia several times last year. You know, we're having some winning margins against them, and they have had time together. They've had time to make their mistakes, and they've progressed. And I'd say that that's the same for any team.
Having watched his teammates claim Sydney Sevens glory from the stands, the Hamilton Sevens can't come quick enough for Dylan Peach. Peach was Fijian athletes preparing for the Commonwealth Games in Australia have taken preparations up a notch. Sporting federations are also being proactive, sending athletes to train and compete abroad. Meli Tavanga reports.
With just 2 months away from the Commonwealth Games, sports such as athletics, weightlifting, beach volleyball and swimming have taken a different approach.
Table tennis is actually in Melbourne, and they've got actually one of the young boys, Vicky Wu, who's actually just came back from Melbourne.
Shooting Glenn Cable is in Australia, training in Australia. We have 4 more shooters who are in Fiji, based in Fiji and training in Fiji. Now we have 2 swimmers who are in USA, and they are constantly training and they're actually studying in USA.
Athletics, they've got 9 spots up for grab in Gold Coast. Their first selection criteria was gold medal wins from Vanuatu. Women's rugby, just like the men's, they know there are a lot of disappointed fans out there, but they are going through a rebuilding phase.
Team sports such as the Fiji netball are on the verge of naming its final 12-member squad before flying overseas for friendly matches.
The Under-21 World Championship team members are pushing their senior counterparts for inclusion to the team. They are really working hard on the skill work, conditioning and court strategies. That is the main focus for the next 7 weeks.
The Commonwealth Games will be held from the 4th to the 15th of April in Gold Coast, Australia. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Premier League match between Lambasa and Reketi, scheduled to be played tomorrow at Sobrel Park in Lambasa, has been postponed due to the current adverse weather conditions. This was confirmed by the Fiji Football Association this afternoon. Meanwhile, the association says the Rewa versus Nandi match, scheduled for 3 p.m. Sunday at Ratu Thakambau Park, should still go ahead as planned. 6 Fijian AFL players have been selected for the South Pacific Under-16 team to compete in the Queensland State Academy competition in Australia in May. The young Aussie rules players were chosen after representing Fiji at the Oceania Cup in December. Luciana Tangedakimbao has more.
The AFL Fiji is happy with the performance of young players who have proven themselves in local competitions.
It's really exciting for Fiji to have 6 young under 16-year-olds playing for the South Pacific team. Last year and the year before we only had 3 selected, and I think on the back of Fiji actually winning the Oceania Cup at under 15 level, we've had 6 selected, so it's a fantastic achievement and I'm really excited for those boys. They're very, very competitive, obviously.
Head coach Simon Highfield says this shows the level of development in Fiji.
Yeah, it goes to show the development of the sport in Fiji. Obviously we've been doing a lot of hard work and we've been getting some great support from the Fiji National Sports Commission and from the Australian government. So I guess we've been doing a lot of hard work at the grassroots level.
Meanwhile, Development Officer Yambakida Kautini says the AFL is also targeting children in terms of healthy living.
It benefits them, like, not only for them to participate, but also for their health. So we're not, AFL is not only concentrating about AFL for the game, but it also goes on their health and fitness side, like for them to stay healthy and fit also.
The 2018 Queensland State Academy competition will be held the first week of May. Luciana Tangedakimbao, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Volleyball Association has rebranded its annual Vuladha competition. The association made the announcement today at a sponsorship signing with marketing consultancy firm Coconut Vibe. The two parties have signed a deal with $20,000 for the 2-day national volleyball competition to be held in Raiwanga. The event is now branded as the Fiji Volleyball Coconut Vibe Tournament.
This tournament is going to run in the 23rd and 24th of this month. It used to be called the Vuladha Volleyball Tournament. Now we have changed it purely because we need open up to other sponsors to look after the prize. I have already mentioned we have 2 objectives. One is that we have a debt of 11,000 with Sports Commission. We need to settle that before the Oceania Interclub.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, a look at how virtual reality is being used to treat phobias. That's coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tipola ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyago silil tale, nagurara may naomanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita kini ang gagawin sa vale, nagudurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, HP EliteBook X360 has a privacy panic button that wards off prying eyes with a built-in privacy filter. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's Friday, but unfortunately a rainy one, and you might want to think twice or more if you have outdoor plans. And we're bound to have more intense showers in the weekend. But checking out the west for today, after a rainy day, showers are on their way again. Eastwards from Pekhava to Suva, a much cloudy yet cool day. Heavy showers are likely for tonight. And up north, much the same, expect heavy downpour. At sea, northerly winds 20 to 30 knots with rough to very rough seas. For the tides, high tide tonight will be at 8:03, with low tide at 2:28. Sunrise will be at 5:54. For tomorrow, it's not looking that good. More rain are likely to take charge. Tomorrow's temps, the majority of the centers will be moderate in the low 30s. And looking further onto Sunday, very heavy showers with winds can be expected, so keep safe and take care. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we ask, can Fiji win the inaugural Hamilton tournament in New Zealand this weekend?
Yes, they can win, if only they have a good game plan.
I think Fiji will definitely win after the inclusion of Vatimo Robobo and Penisa the Kombalabu.
We have to
just respect Jerry Tuwai and like teamwork. That's the only thing they can win the tournament.
Fiji will win the seventh team.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, virtual reality therapy provides medical treatment alternative to people with extreme phobias. Recapping the main stories, countdown to Hamilton Sevens begin. NFP released first batch of provisional candidates, and students warned to use social media wisely. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, will the Fiji Sevens team bounce back in Hamilton? Visit our FBC website to answer. Now before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Ajnil Singh of Suva. The picture captured at Uprising Beach, a perfect setting to begin your weekend after a hectic week. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
Wrong on the Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo sekolah untuk tali tak na Radio Fiji 1 kena Domoy Viti.
Kaya ako sila tali. Nagurara may naomanyi. Nandunga. Gitu tali tajiri ang gagawin sa Venezuela. Nagundurong. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.